Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam and this is a white chiffon Rose of Sharon. As you can see from the one behind me, white chiffon can end up reaching 12 feet in height and 8 to 10 feet in width. So this plant does need some room. Like other Rose of Sharon, white chiffon is very, very cold hardy. This can grow up to zone 5 and then down to zone 9. Although this plant has reached about 10 feet in height, it actually took a long time to get here. These aren't the fastest growing things in the world. We might get 6 to 8 inches of growth out of these in a single season. Rose of Sharon is definitely a sun-loving plant. You want to give these at least a half a day's sun, and they can actually take full sun. This one's in a space where it's getting sun probably until about 3 in the afternoon, and then there's some trees to the west of it which are blocking it after that. Because of the size that white chiffon reaches, it's probably not going to be a great foundation plant. This is going to need to be planted out in open space. Makes a great border plant. It loses its leaves in the winter, but it's still thick enough that it does a good job of screening. It would look great with other smaller flowering shrubs, like if you had a dwarf butterfly bush, maybe one of the purple dwarf butterfly bushes with this white coming up over the top of it. That would look absolutely fantastic, but really does need space and probably on the border of your property. Of course, the primary feature on these Rose of Sharon is these incredible, probably 4-inch across white flowers. Of course, there are other varieties that have lavender, purple, lots of different colors on these almost red colors. These have absolutely beautiful foliage on them, really dark foliage. And you can see the clusters of flowers that are coming on these. These are so long bloomed. Always amazes me how long these bloom. They bloom much later than a lot of the other flowering shrubs. So it's pretty much summer before they get started. I've included videos in the description of this video for planting trees and shrubs based on your soil type. These are very, very hardy as long as you don't plant them too deep and over mulch them or put them in an area that's going to stay too wet. I have this one planted on a slight slope so the water drains away from it pretty readily. The first year your Rose of Sharon's in the ground, you'll want to keep a close eye on watering it. Stick your finger down in the ground a couple inches. If it's dry, drown the space around it and then let it dry out again. Once these are established, they really don't need a lot of ongoing watering if you're in an area that gets regular rainfall. I've never watered this one, and it's on a slope in the sand, and so it's definitely been bone dry many times, and it just really hasn't hurt it. It does bloom in the late spring and early summer, so if it got dry now during this time of year, it probably would reduce the number of flowers I had, so it might be a time of year when you would check it in late May and through the month of June. Definitely want to fertilize Rose of Sharon as it wakes up in the late winter or early spring as it's leafing out. Any sort of outdoor fertilizer that lasts 3 to 4 months would be ideal. As the flowering winds down on my Rose of Sharon in late June or early July in my area, I could actually cut this thing in half and it would be okay. If you need to do any just light pruning or heavy pruning, that would be the time to do it. And like I say, if you need to take the thing halfway down, you could at that time. Rose of Sharon is a hardy hibiscus, and if you know anything about anything in the hibiscus family, these get all kinds of pests, all kinds of chewing pests on the foliage. They'll get soft-bodied insects that will damage the flower buds. I really don't have a lot of problems on this one. It's out in some open space. It's pretty much, the sun is on it and the wind is on it until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I don't get a lot of pests on this one, but if you tuck this thing up in a corner, it almost certainly have all kinds of insect problems on it throughout the season. All of those things can be controlled, but I'm just letting you know that this plant is susceptible to a lot of chewing insects. Deer also like hibiscus. This one is in an area that I get some deer pressure on, and I've never had them chew on it, so I don't think it's one of their top choices, but it's certainly not on the deer resistant list. So what are you waiting for? Even you can grow the beautiful, low maintenance, white flowering, white chiffon Rose of Sharon. Thank you for watching my video, and if it was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Also comment below with any questions you have about Rose of Sharon. Thanks again.